Namaste. Very welcome, every one of you, in person, in the Zoom, online, and in the YouTube streaming. Very, very welcome, every one of you. Being in silence of our own existence, living the joy of this silence, is found to be the most efficient, most effective way of removing the imprints from the being, imprints of different kind of pain, different kind of disturbances from the past. When those imprints are removed, the being somehow naturally start feeling joyful every day much more than before. this can be very relatable, that when we wake up in the morning, most of us don't wake up happy in the beginning, no, of our life, not in the childhood, but in the middle somewhere. No? We don't wake up happy. We wake up with some sense of worries, sense of concern, sense of confusion, sense of struggle, sense of I have to do some things like a to-do list and all. No? As we start living this silence of our own existence, this joy of our silence, and as it start removing the imprints, the trauma in the soul, somehow we start waking up happy in the morning. The list is still there, to-do list is still there. But there's a inherent happiness somehow. Which we are not able to lose. And this is a big difference really in the experience of life. And we are much more excited in a way, like we have inspiration to do something about the to-do list of our lives of that day. And we don't mind so much when we are happy. Like it's okay. And this happiness, this joy that is experienced in the silence of our own existence is not so easily separable from us. That's why it remains even in the middle of the sense of burden towards the activities that life has brought to us. And there can be many, many different ways externally or at other different superficial levels to remove the imprints, the sense of pain from in the soul. No? But this is found to be the most efficient, most effective way. Because it does not work on the items, on the regions that mind creates of the pain that we experience in our lives. Emotional, mental pain. No? It works on the root of it. It removes the root. And there is a surprise in the beginning that we have actually started experiencing happiness now when we wake up. And somehow the habit still tries to create unhappiness, suffering. And that's a very funny situation. Very quickly we are able to notice that that's so funny, that I'm actually very happy. And somehow as if my mind is trying to create unhappiness. Of course we don't value that. Because when the real happiness is there, we don't listen to the mind. And we never listen to the mind, by the way. When the imprints are there in the soul of that trauma, that pain from the past, we listen to that actually. Mind is only trying to justify that why we are feeling pain. We are not feeling pain in the mind, we are feeling pain in the heart, in the soul. No? When that pain is not there in the heart, in the soul, whatever mind says, we feel like, yeah, it's okay. Even if life is difficult today. So this is something very fundamental. Like we generally start becoming more resolved, more happy, more clean, more empty of the past negative impressions. By living the joy of our silence, by living the silence of our existence. This is what is core meditation, living the silence of our existence. And slowly we will realize that it is so natural. It is so natural for us. Why we don't so easily recognize it, or start living it? Because of the imprints in the soul, which are creating a sense of suffering or sense of pain inside the heart, in the being. No? We feel that that is important to attend right now, not something called a silence of my existence, no? Which may or may not remove my pain. We think like this. No? When there is too much belief in that imprints and the pain created by them, which is not ultimately true. It is some kind of thing being created, a experience being created by the present state of the soul. State basically means the soul and imprints, no? Creating a deep experience in the core of the being. No? But if we can understand the importance of it, if we can understand the importance of coming to the purity of our own being, that is going to solve the most fundamental problem of our life called suffering. That is not going to do anything with the body, mind, or any other challenges. No? But we are much better prepared now for everything in a way. We are happy, first of all. Like in the root, we are happy, versus in the root, we are unhappy. No? In the root, unhappiness sometimes is so strong that, you know, it feels like a knife in your belly, versus like a flower opening, which is just laughing all the time, dancing all the time, happy all the time, which has become like the weakness which was there in the soul has become its strength now. Has been replaced by the strength, of the soul now. So it is so, the soul is so prepared to deal with anything. So, thank you. Nishant, you want to talk?
No, sir. Actually, something you mentioned right now. I I had an experience. You were talking about sadness. You mentioned. I don't remember exact words, but I had a very recent experience of like a causeless sadness, and I found it very interesting because it was just like a sense inside me, yeah? And then I recognized that I'm trying to attach it to maybe some recent events that happened. So I felt that perhaps this is a cause of confusion. One of the root causes of confusion that could be happening, that we tie thoughts to sadness. I'm not sure exactly how to express it also. Um, Let me try once again, maybe freshly. Okay. So I noticed that there was a sense of sadness. It was not like an overwhelming sense of sadness or anything. I just noticed that this was there. And as a next step, I started inquiring into it, with the mind perhaps, trying to see what was the cause of it. And I saw that I was trying to attach it to certain events that's happened recently. I was kind of searching for it. So I had a fall a couple of days back. I was trying to see if it was attached to, it was arising from that. But then I realized that maybe it was not. It was just there. And I let it be. It was like a cloth on my physical body, and it was like something on my in my being. So it was just there for some time, and then it just went away after some time. It came and it left. That's why I thought it was kind of interesting. I didn't interact with it, it was just there, and it just left. I just wanted to share that. There was no
It's very,
question
very
or anything.
significant what you are saying. It's very, very interesting for me. Like, it's a great opportunity for exploration. No? Like in this, there are two things. One is the actual experience, of of the injury, in the body, and not only in the physical body, but deeper than that also. Like the deeper layers are trying to mm, trying to deal with this, preparing themselves with this, thinking or like using their wisdom to eat the right thing and everything. No, so that kind of engagement is there. That no, it's not time to just go to a party or to a mountain trekking or something. So that kind of they have stopped in a way for a for now. So yes, all of that is all of that is the actual experience created in the body mind, and on top of it, the conditioning creates something also. You know, the conditioning creates something also. Like oh my God, you know, and that is where this living the silence of our own existence does help. We transcend that conditioning, which creates more experiences than the actual natural experiences created by living the life. No? Once we start, let us try to understand why we create that in a way. Like why we mm, value the conditioning so much. When we don't know our true nature, no? When we don't know our nature as the silence, as the being, that time we are entirely dependent on the body mind. When we say our conditioning is deciding that our mind, conditioned mind is deciding that, the cause of this, because of this injury, because of this physical pain, I, I should be suffering, like I should be sad or unhappy right now. It is not entirely true that conditioned mind is independent of us and doing its own thing. Maybe, yes, it is doing its own thing. But who listens to it? Who values it? Who gives value to it? In your case, for example, you are not giving value to it. Why you are not giving value to it? And why you used to give value to it before? What is the difference? The difference is that somehow you know yourself in a way separately, in a way. In a very subtle sense, not like, okay, I'm totally separate or something, but you somehow have your own existence now, separate from the bodily existence and its experiences. That's why even if the conditioned mind is trying to create, you know, you are not believing that. Let us try to understand, believe in a way here. The conditioned mind will try to create a thought process and a conclusion out of it, no? That this is time to suffer. But even then, the suffering has not been created or introduced in the system yet. If we, the being, can remain just still and do nothing about it. But what happens is that we feel moved by it because of our belief in the conditioned mind. We get moved by it, like moved, like we feel moved by it. Something important happened, and when we believe the conclusion of the mind, the self create the being creates the corresponding emotion of suffering in the system, and that emotion is the actual experience of suffering now. It's not just a thought anymore. And this creation of the emotional suffering stops somehow as we stop believing the conditioned mind, as we start discovering ourselves separate from it, as we start living the silence of our existence. No? Do you feel that you would like to cover anything else more? Because I think we are very nicely, exploring the same thing.
I think you're exactly on the right track. I think you mentioned the exact crux of it, that I did not believe the thoughts that were coming up. I had an option not to believe it.
Yes.
So true, so true.
So there is a sadness that can be felt sometime inside us. You know, sadness is like a pain at the emotional body level. Like you feel pain, no, in the physical body right now. So when you are feeling pain in the physical body, it is like physical body level sadness. When we feel sadness, actual sadness, which is experienced or created in the energy, then that is a pain at the emotional body level, no? Caused by some injury, no? Happened at that level. It will happen, it will heal also, no? But when the soul becomes sad, with the sadness experienced at the emotional level, the soul adds so much more than we can imagine right now. No, no, the being could continue living the silence, the joy of silence of its own existence, while experiencing sadness. No? Then both will coexist. No? The truth or the fact of living in the body. Fact is that body and all its layers are going to create some experiences. The more balance we balance them, no? Like how you are going to prepare yourself now, how what this injury will do to you in a way, it's not going to do bad in a way, it's going to prepare you to be more healthy in the physical body, isn't it? That hey, I need to be more healthy so that I can recover faster if any such thing happens next time. You know, that's the same thing happens at the deeper levels of emotional disturbance and pain also. When the being lives in its own nature, it knows that, oh, something is kind of not okay here. Like, like my emotional body is not healthy enough to recover quickly, in a way, from the impact of life, you know. So it tries to make itself better in some way. Because after all, Nishant, emotional pain is an experience created by the emotional body level, no? Of our existence in this body mind or not. And we are always independently existing experiencer of it. And the taste of the experiencer that we are is silence, joy, truth. So they coexist actually, but somehow the experiencer as if has forgotten itself. And it has started defining itself based on what we experience. And now using the conditioned mind to justify everything, that why it happened, you know. And even if we are able to justify things and rationalize things, what good it will do to us in the direction of being free, trying to be free from the pain? Will it really help? It doesn't really. We should try to, we should care about, being free from the pain, not rationalizing it, no? That why it is happening like this. It's very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
And this is one of the reason also, Nishan, that's why we try to deny a lot of our emotional pains. Because feeling emotional pains means I am in emotional pain, No, you are not in emotional pain. You are only feeling it, no? You are the self, no? Pure, untouched, unaffected by anything. Always in silence, always in bliss of the being. We are almost like a witness of the pain. How we can define ourselves based on the pain that we witness, no? We are almost like a bit. I'm saying almost because there is some difference. Because as long as we live in the body, there is some involvement with the body also, no? In that way. That has to be considered. We should not philosophize it too much. Like we should not stretch this too much. That I am the witness of my body. Whatever happens doesn't matter to me. Maybe our body is a dead body in that case. Then it will not matter. If our body is a alive body, it will matter to us a little bit. No? So there is a reality of experiencing the pain, and there is a possibility of experiencing the pain at every level as ourself also. The self never denies any facts. It never tries to philosophize anything also. It looks at it straight, empty, empty seeing, empty being, empty seeing. No? Not like, oh, it is because of this. You see? So,
Can I say something?
yeah.
Yeah, actually, it was very exciting, very interesting also when you said that we have to acknowledge this pain, give it that value also, not like, just completely take the stand that I'm completely separate from it. Because I feel that, when you said that, I think I recognize the fact that recognizing that this was existing in me was part of the reason why it just dissolved quickly also. So in some sense, I was looking directly at it as well, without trying to manipulate it in any way, and it just kind of dissolved.
Yes.
And I've experienced this before also. Even much stronger emotions were there in some incidents in the past. When I gave it that space, when I addressed it directly, just lived it completely without trying to rationalize it, trying to solve it by thoughts, etc. It just untangled, it just melted. That emotion just melted by itself without having to do anything, any action from my side to resolve it. It is untangled by itself.
Yes. I would like to a little bit add here something which um, can be maybe eye opener for some. No? Our relation with the body and all the layers of the body, but mental and emotional included, is through the bridge of feeling or the bhav, my body, my feelings, my thoughts, like this. So when there is a my here, no, there has to be I also, no. Generally, our mind will say that there has to be I also, which is holding the threads of my body, my physical body, my emotional body, my, you know, like the someone who, someone who is, uh, riding the chariot and the horse is like this, and that's where the the mystery is, no, the one who is holding, who is on the other end of the my, is not a individual self. It is the self, and there is a my-ness, and there are energies and bodies on the other end. So in one sense, you can say the very my-ness is the individual self. And how much strong is the experience of my, that much shadowed or eclipsed the experience of the true self. No? Dominated. The more thin is the sense of my, the more the experience of the true self or the knowing of the true self is revealed. That's why in the ancient approaches, surrender to God was one of the most important part of waking up. No? Because it reduces the sense of my, which in turn reveals the truth of who we are. You know? It's just amazing to see this simple truth. So can we, just for 1 or 2 minutes, Nishant, can we live this truth right now? My body. my body includes my breath also. Okay, so my body and my breath. Let's live this truth right now. And let's try to actually know the truth of it right now. To live the full truth of it right now. Not just quickly, settling with it that, okay, yeah, I know what it means. Let's approach it that I don't know what it means to say that this is my body and my breath. Let's say like as if first time inside no inside, let's say first time, this is my body, my breath, and I just want to live the truth of my, not truth of my body and my breath, but truth of my. I want to live the truth of my in relation to the truth of my body and breath in openness, that let the truth of it be revealed in me right now. So here in this exploration, body is very much welcomed, allowed and given space. Breath is very much welcomed, allowed and given space. And the sense of my-ness is also very welcomed, allowed and given space. We are not working on my-ness, we are only trying to know the truth of it by living the truth of it in this very moment, without moving, without going anywhere. We are not denying that there is no such thing as my-ness in relation to my body. We are not denying that there is no body. No, body is very much there, breath is very much there, and I have some sense of connection with it, relation with it. Like this is my, like you don't say that, for example, Rajee's body is my body, or do you, or anybody else body in this room right now? You don't say that. No? Just to highlight, just to show you a mirror that this is what it means. That no, my body is a special body, no, because it is my body. No? So let us try to live the truth of this spatial connection we have with this particular form. Because I know you are the self. You are not a particular self. You are the very self. You have this built-in ability to know, to live this truth in the immediacy of this moment. It's not going to remove this exploration and living of it, is not going to remove the body or change the body. It's not going to remove or change the breath. It's not going to remove or change you. It's just going to bring the sense of my-ness towards the body and the breath in the light of your own being, in the light of your own awareness. And it is going to reveal the truth of who we are as much as the sense of my-ness reduces or thins away. In this very moment only. Like as the sense of my-ness thins away because of being brought into the light, into the awareness of being, the truth of who we are is revealed naturally in the same proportion right now. It's just so amazing that we can live our existence without effort. We can live the silence, the bliss of our existence without effort. Just that sense of my-ness is brought to the light of being lived. And this my-ness connected to the body and the breath is actually not in relation to the body and breath only. It is in relation to the self also. When we are in this sense of my-ness, then we experience ourselves also as myself. Try to see the difference, beloved. Self that you are versus myself. In this myself, you are still the self, but still there's a mixing of the sense of my-ness here, which plays towards the my body and my breath also. Come to the purity of your being also by letting this my-ness be exposed into the light of your own being right now, as a whole of my-ness, not my-ness towards the body only, not my-ness towards the breath only. Even if there is a my-ness towards myself also, not removing it, just living it in the light of our own being. No? And somehow it also thins away. This is how the false self is removed. No, this is the process of removing the false self. No, this is the most direct way of the process of thinning away of the false self, and revelation of the true self that we are. When sufficient amount of my-ness is removed or thins away, no, dissolves from our system, we don't find a I, we find ourself only. We find that I am existing. We use the word I, but not that we find some I somewhere inside us. We have started living that existence which we are. So thank you.
Thank you. I just want to say it was almost exactly as you described it. As the sense of my-ness became thinner, the sense of the self was just became easier to just live.
Wow.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So in this way, in this fundamental way, or in this fundamental outlook, the my-ness is the sleep of the self that we are. But when we are caught up in the sense of being individual self, this message looks like too much. What are you saying? If I let go of my-ness, what is left? No? We may feel like this. But only in this fundamental view and exploration I am sharing this message. No? It's very, very nice. Thank you. Mila, you want to talk?
Rajee, I would like to invite you to explore with me together or show me more clear. We are in a very beautiful place. I don't know how to call this where we are now. And I would like to explore. First of all, I can see that there is a process of seeing, like a watcher here. What is this? This is the first request. And the second one, that who I am here.
Can you come back to watcher part a little bit again? So I know very clearly what you are experiencing or reporting.
Yes, yes. I sense that there is a process of seeing here. Like I'm looking at everything. And I would like to be much more clear who is this watcher who is looking at everything.
Meaning, are you saying that you are not that?
This is a very good question. uh, I would say yes and no. I can't say clearly because it's like something in front of me, which that's why I can't be sure that this is me.
Yes. Can you just for a moment uh, relax in yourself a little more and overlook, kind of ignore this seeing which is taking place just for a moment. Which basically means living in the silence of our own existence or living the silence of our own existence, giving value to the silence or to the and to our existence more than anything else. Are you able to live in the being, in the silence right now? You are saying yes. Now continue here and now try to find out that seeing. Is this seeing still there, or if it is there also, has anything changed in it?
No, G, it is not here.
So then what does it mean? Where it is gone now?
Is it something on which I'm caught up?
I don't think so. Can I share like this and then you try to confirm whether it is true in you, for you or not? Have you noticed that when we are doing lot of running, physically running, and then afterward we come back, like we stand, like we stop, then still as if our body internally tries to run, keep running, like running is there, isn't it?
Yes, it's like a fingerprint.
Yeah, in one sense, but it is energetic. So let me complete the sharings for others. You understood, but it will make sense that all also come together in this. No? In the similar way, when we use our mind too much, mind means thinking about one subject, another subject, like whole day. Let's say you are a thinker, like your profession is thinking profession, like, many of us. No? Like you just do one thing, that you go to office and you think about everything. So then, even when we come home after from work, our mind continues working. That charge is still there, similar way. Yes? Yeah. Now, let's go one step deeper than that. The self that we are, who is not really a seer, or not at least an individual seer, but has been living in this state or activity of seeing individually through this body mind, seeing individually through this body mind continuously. Seeing comes first, individual seeing, then individual thinking, then individual actions. So, what you experienced that time was the charge in that sense of, in that activity of seeing, individual seeing. It was still there. But when you relaxed in the being that you are, that charge disappeared, because that charge is what at the level of seeing creates the sense of a seer. At the level of thinking, that charge creates a sense of thinker. Like that charge keep thinking, and we feel that there is like I why I'm thinking continuously. We feel that I am thinking, not that you are thinking. The charge is thinking, and the more it thinks, the more it gets charged. The more this charge thinks, the more it gets charged, becomes more strong. No? Of course, it goes to sleep, in the deep sleep. No? It kind of goes to rest after that. The same charge at the level of physical body or body-mind combination feels like a sense of doer. No? So I think it's clear now. No? Understand to be in the active state, then understand to let go of the activity state into inactive state, meaning these energies will come back to the inactive state. They will leave that charge, that momentum will be gone. So they can relax and rejuvenate, so they can be more healthier and happy for next, stronger for next uses, next time uses. No? Like the physical body need rest, the mental and emotional layers also need rest. No? And in our life, mostly they have never got rest. No? Meditation, actually, fundamental core meditation is the first time then we allow these energies to rest. Mostly we don't succeed, by the way, because of not recognizing who we are beyond them. No? So we keep giving them charge continuously, but you are able to actually withdraw yourself. No? That's why that charge disappeared. No? I feel it's amazing, no? To actually in a alive manner know these things, no? Not just talk about them. No? I'm very, very excited to explore things like this, no? In an immediate manner. No? Thank you. Very, very nice.
Gee, thank you so much for this exploration. It's very clear. And I would like to continue.
Meaning right now.
Yes.
So the next step is, what is the sense of false self? The self that we are and the charge together. When the charge is given much more value and who we are is not given value at all, is the false self state. Okay? We are caught up in ego. We are caught up in ego mind. It is said like this. Means we are caught up in this charge. No? Because we are able to sense. We are the self actually. Every one of us. No? Again, it feels so happy to say that. No? We are just trying to find a way to get out of this charge. No? And somehow we are doing the incorrect things. And like this, we are giving more charge to it again and again. And we feel like where it is going to end. It's like every day I'm doing so much this and that. No? So I found that there are two things which help in getting out of this charge. One is a doing, a systematic doing out of understanding, no? Or a non-doing, core meditation. The non-doing core meditation is not going to solve the problems which we feel during this time when we are caught up in the charge. It's just going to get us out of the charge and going to allow the charge to relax more, to reduce its intensity. No? Doing, however, is going to try to address the problem that we are facing individually during that time. However, ultimately, it is only going to reduce the charge so that again we can relax into who we are. No? So even doings are not bad actually. No? So now let us cover waking up in the morning also in the same discussion. No? What happens in the morning when you wake up? And who wakes up, by the way? You or the charge? No? There is a charge also that wakes up. You know, the, the, the body, mind, you know, all the bodies together, they are maintaining their life so that we can continue living in it. No? So they are trying to maintain themselves as in a healthier manner. So as part of that, also that charge wakes up in the morning because it has done enough rest. Now it needs activity. No? So that charge wakes up. But it's a good charge. It's the caretaker charge, not the, you know, mischievous charge, no? Which is trying to disturb or destroy the system. So the caretaker of the charge, of the system wakes up in the morning to take care. I need food, I need exercise, I need bath and everything. No? But there's one more thing that wakes up in the morning. That is the sense of I am, sense of presence that wakes up in the morning. Be very alert about it and you will notice that now I am living as I am in the body. Meaning as an individual presence in relation to the body now. No? Yes? So we don't need to become free from this charge which wakes up in the morning to be completely free into who we are. We just need to be free from this sense of presence which wakes up in relation or in association with the charge. No? Like we need to know ourselves separate from this which wakes up in the morning. No? Then everything belongs to this one or related to this one who wakes up in the morning. And if we find ourselves to be the witness of this one which wakes up in the morning, we are already free from this thing called my life. No? However, my life may most probably continue. My life, no, of this individual may still continue for some time. No? Within the will of God, no? Within the will of the existential flow, the source. No? So is this also not true?
Yes, it is very true and very clear. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And these are very simple, fundamental truth, pointers, and they are going to help you in different ways also. Because we don't have problems in life really, ultimately. We have confusions only, fundamental confusions, which are causing us to not relax in our own silence, in our own joy. No? And that's why we feel life is not joyful. as if in one way or the other we are accepting the idea that and I'm not allowed to be myself right now. It doesn't mean that our energies are allowed to be whatever way we want them to be or whatever way they are. No, not at all. At the energy level, at the individual self level, or body mind level, we live in a coexistence, and care for about others has to be taken in consideration, no? Because we live in a coexistence here, no? The group, the society, the family, and everything. But you, the self, actually don't need to wait or hesitate. You can allow yourself to be yourself. And such relax comes immediately. Any one of you listening to me right now will immediately feel that relax, like, aha. I don't have to wait for any conditions to meet. So, what is liberation? This is liberation. When you, the self, is able to hear such a message or able to understand this by yourself. That I can allow myself to be myself in any and every condition. Like there is no condition applies to me for me to be myself. That relax is what is liberation. Liberation into who we are. Liberation basically is a liberation into who we are, which is what opens the doors of bliss, of eternal life. No? Thank you. It's very, very good. Thank you. Any one of you can ask any type of questions, no, in the direction of discovering our truth or making our mind more resolved and, peaceful. You are very welcome. It doesn't necessarily has to be like something very, very deep as we think sometimes. No? It just let it be more real for you. That's all. Uma, you want to talk?
Pranam ji. Ji, I want to see more clearly something with you. Ji, I want to explore more experientially this my-ness which you shared with Nishant that time.
Oh. To start with, just to give you, like a head start, like a, right beginning, right foot. Try to sense right now, do you have any sense of my-ness towards your my-ness? Or you are all right for it to be exposed in the light of your being? Just sense this right now.
Yes, ji, I am all right, very much all right to expose it.
So that one step already cleared, no? So now that my-ness which we are attached to is not there anymore. Now only that my-ness which we are experiencing, we are going to face now or experience more consciously or more in the light of our own presence. No? Now that only that is left. No? There is nothing to be hidden from us now anymore. No? Like there is no spatial layer of my-ness that has to be kept out of this conscious experiencing. No? Yes. So this is already very, very good. No? So then this is not so difficult. Experiencing the body, the very body, physical body, is actually experiencing the my-ness. No? The very physical body embeds, has imbibed or living on the sense of my-ness. Experience it right now. I hope it is clear to all of you that we are not talking about something like this is my body or this is not my body. No, beyond these two concepts, beyond these two statements, a real my-ness that is actually present in the body or in relation mm, to the body experience. The experience being done by, you the self having this experience of the body includes the experience of my-ness. It's very subtle. Because this sense of my-ness present in the body, in between the self and the body, is what has created what we call mind. No? The caretaker. No? But that caretaker is kind of overdoing most of the time. And kind of has started doing on its own that, no, I will not listen to you, boss, I have to do it, it's something important, So that is where it has gone out of control in a way, the caretaker. No? The caretaker has started thinking that this is my body. We have to set things right now in this way, by bringing them in the light of our own being. The being does not say ever, this is my body. Because being knows that this is my body. Who else to it belongs? Who else it belongs to? It belongs to the truth that we are. Whether the self will like to continue with it or not is a different story, no? In time, no? In time, maybe. Why mind has to say anything? Because that is not true for it, for the mind. Why self does not say anything? Because that is true for it already. That's why it doesn't need to say. It knows it is already true. The true owner already knows, no? That this ownership is not going to go anywhere. Is this clear? Are you living it now?
Yes, Ji, I am living it with you. And can I share my understanding right now, which
Yeah.
what I am living?
Yeah.
It is feeling like me while living. It is a sense of responsibility for body, this my-ness,
Yes.
and the in between mind is the that is kind of taking care. This is that is responsible for taking care, and I am uh, using that my mind to take care of body.
Yes. And that mind has lot of incorrect information about the body, about how to take care of it and what all to do. That's where improvement is possible. No?
Now this my-ness is not feeling like something wrong or something is I want to remove it. Not it is only a function or a feature.
Yes. Actually, the my-ness that we are trying to visit, and the my-ness that will thin away or will be removed, is that my-ness which somehow does not let the self that we are live its own nature, no, and which does not seem this sense of my-ness. As you said, this is more of a function, like part of our existence in the body. Like as long as we exist in the body, it remains part of that taking care of it. No,
Yes, Ji.
improvement may happen. Like our even physical body contains a lot of old memory and wisdom, which is part of it is not true. Part of it does not apply anymore. Life has changed over the period, for example. Even here improvement is possible, for example. Very less, but possible. At the mind level, lot of improvement possible because of containing many misunderstanding about taking care of the body also. The biggest challenge is that somehow the self has to know itself separate from the body and the mind. That is the biggest challenge. No? Unless that is achieved, these things are going to look like only philosophical discussions. No? But I'm happy that this is not philosophical discussion for you. When we are living this my-ness towards the body and mind, we are not only allowing ourselves to live the truth of the body and breath, we are allowing ourselves to live the truth of who we are also. No? Like complete truth. Mind is not complete truth. Mind is something in between, like a distortion. Body, breath, and the self that we are is that complete truth. No? I think it's amazing. Thank you.
Ji, one thing also I want to live with you because it feels that it is not totally clear. There's this sense towards self, this my-ness towards self, this myself.
Actually, my-ness towards the self is, as I said, a extension of the same my-ness. There is only one my-ness inside us. There is only one body inside us. There is only one breath inside us, and there is only one self inside us. Okay. So there are not many type of my-ness. My-ness is more like a climate of unconsciousness. No? When it reduces, effectively it reduces that effect towards the self also that we know ourselves as. No? When that my-ness is less, effectively the body has again become the body as it was. The breath has again become the breath as it was, and we have again become who we are or who we were. No? So this is what it means to wake up. Wake up means waking up to into the truth of into the body, into the breath, and towards ourselves. Yes, and necessarily out of mind, out of that distortion, no? That conditioned thinking, no? That goes on. No? One simple pointer is that if you drop into yourself and let go of any focus on body and breath, only all of your focus remains contained within yourself. we cannot experience my-ness. Because then we have gone beyond the range of my-ness, beyond that realm of or vibration level of my-ness. So in the self, sense of my-ness does not happen. It happens in the combination with the body and breath. No? You know, if you understand one thing, I don't know if this is the right. My understanding is that there is a very valuable word used, that is yoga maya. No? Maya is that which a power which may delude us. Not that it has the intention to delude us. No, it has no intention to delude anyone. Okay, but we may get deluded by it if we are not alert, if we are not conscious. So yoga maya means maya that is created out of a union of two things. In this, two things are the self and the body. When the self and the body come together, effect of a maya is created, that is my. Those who are alert, they know that it exists, they know that it is felt, and they know that it is not true. I am truth. Body is truth temporarily, I am truth permanently, and this is a effect have been created out of this, yoga of myself and the body. Do you follow what I am saying? So the sense of my-ness is yoga maya, no? Effect of that yoga maya, no? Effect of that union of self and the body. So it's not going to be a one-day thing, remember. It can reduce as much as to reveal the truth of who we are, but still the self has to remain alert. Remember this, the vigilance has to be there, no? Because we may get caught up in this again. Oh, we may forget again, no? This my-ness not only creates a object which is being owned, but it also creates a owner of it. The self is not the owner of the body. Please understand this, Uma. Self is not the owner of the body or the real owner of the body. Body is made of self. So body is self. So the self is not owner of anything. Self is everything. Everything is made of the material called the self. That's how. This is what is the relation of the self with everything. I am the self. You will know like this, and I am appearing as the body right now. I am appearing as the caretaker right now of the body also. That's what it means, that when we know the essence of who we are, we know ourself as everything also, slowly, at least within ourselves, within our body, mind. No? So then, Yoga Maya cannot affect us. Yoga Maya can affect us only as long as there are two, like duality. As long as duality is there, when we know that there were never two which came together, there was always one. It is revealed in our being slowly. Let's not try to fill our mind with this understanding. Just a pointer to keep in a way vigilance alive inside us. Thank you. I think it's very good, no?
Yes, see, I am now this time I am living with you. I could live like when it is like when I want to find myself and or when I am myself, this difference when I want to find myself, this in between this my-ness,
Yes. When we
like
get caught,
illusion.
yes, yes. When we get caught up in my-ness, is it not the same time when we forget ourselves? So the message is, let us not forget ourselves, which includes remaining free and enjoying the life in the form. And it's not going to be easy, of course. So let's accept this challenge also, that yes, it's going to be difficult. First of all, because of the habit. Habit takes long time in wearing off, no? Habit of becoming somebody again and again, no? Habit of, taking that shape of someone inside us. I think it's very good. Thank you. Very, very joyful for me. Thank you for exploring this. It's very, very joyful.
Thank you so much. For me, very blissful explanation. Thank you.
Yeah. Madhvi, you wrote, Namaste. I read this line. We always have a choice, God or illusion. It is very provoking line for me. Can you please say something? We always have a choice, God or illusion. I would like to not directly comment on it, but I can if we replace the word God with truth, because God has many different meanings for different hearts, no, and that's going to be very confusing. So I would like to say that we always have a choice, truth or illusion. No, I would like to say like this, if that is fine.
Yes, very much fine for me.
Ha, thank you. So what we are exploring now is that we always have a choice, truth or illusion. Let us try to see, like I will try to say in my experience, that whether this statement is true or not, first of all. Okay? In fundamental sense, it is true that we always have a choice. But generally, in experience, it may not seem so. When we are not sufficiently conscious, or particularly self-conscious, and when we are so much caught up in the energies and mind and routine and everything, we may not feel that I really have a choice to be free, or we may not feel that I have a choice to choose truth. You know. So this statement cannot be like universally true in the experience. However, it is fundamentally true, because everyone is the self, and self always has a choice. What choice the self has? We say that the self is the choiceless being. Again, it is also true. Then why the self need choice? Or why the self has choice in this case? The thing is that what we are calling illusion is not something being experienced by the self without effort. No. There is a possibility of illusion, like there is a possibility of delusion being experienced by the self, but not that the illusion is being forced on the self, or can be. The illusion cannot be forced. The self cannot be made, cannot be forced to experience the illusion or delusion. No. So the self is cooperating with it in some way. The effort part is that the self is cooperating from within, contributing in some way, that it is experiencing the illusion. And this is where it has a choice. And that choice is very simply highlighted when we do this core meditation. Just sit and do nothing. Now, just sitting and doing nothing, how this choice can be highlighted? It is very much highlighted that we are continuously making a choice, meaning we are continuously doing something, like supporting, like involving, like flowing, like evaluating, or one thing or the other. And once it is highlighted to the self, hey, I'm continuously doing something, it's true, I have a choice, then it chooses not to do anything. When when the self chooses not to do anything, that's when the self chooses truth over illusion or delusion. No? Because illusion is not something independently bad in a way. It is simply innocent. No? It is not effective. Like a illusion of an elephant being created in the sky by a cloud is not really something harmful to anyone. As long as we see that it is a sky, we see it is a cloud, and it is giving an impression that there is a elephant in the sky. No? But there is a cooperation required from the seer, from the side of the seer, that, oh wow, like the seer adds a lot of emotions to the view, to the experience, no? Which makes it much more real for it than it actually is right now. It embraces, the experiencer, the seer embraces it emotionally also. No? But if it doesn't, if it just simply sits quietly and does nothing, meaning it does not add emotional content to the view, then the self remains as the self, or self chooses the truth in this statement. No? I hope, Madhvi, it is sufficient for now.
Yeah, very much. Really, very much. Thank you. Thank
Oh.
you. The cloud example really helped a lot. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. So this,
Also,
yeah.
no, it's please continue.
So this core meditation basically is a very important step towards making our perceptions clear, because we are continuously adding emotional content to the perceived. As we learn to sit quietly and do nothing, we stop adding that. Like we stop projecting, and less we project, the more and more pure the perception. And in this pure perception, even when our sense of my-ness is brought into the view, it feels so harmless. It doesn't imprison the self. It only enhances the whole experience of the self in the form. Like how amazing, how delicate, and how subtle and powerful is this sense of my-ness. And it challenges the self, and self accept the challenge. Like, okay, let's see. I will be as vigilant as necessary. The more strong the my-ness, the more vigilant I will be, towards myself. Like this, the self accepts the challenge. Thank you. I think good.
Thank you. Thank you. That answered my second part also, which I wanted to ask you. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's nice.
Thanks. Thanks a ton.
Namaste ji. Ji, today I'm feeling little lazy, so I just want to see what
Lazy?
is this. This is lazy.
Lazy. What kind of laziness can you say a little bit more? So I kind of feel or understand what you are feeling.
Like I'm listening to you, but I am not feeling to follow that guidance. I
Ah.
can say that way.
So is there anything wrong in that?
Gee, I don't know it's wrong or right, so that's why I come in front of you to see that what this it is wrong or right or what is this. So that's right.
No, but there must be some complaint, something that you must be having, no, about it. That's why you are asking, no? So that's my question. Like I'm trying to understand why you are asking this question, why you are interested in exploring this. Like,
Uh, uh, I, f- I feel like it is not like I'm walking with you and 100% not following your guidance or like
yeah, that's true.
that way.
And you want to follow, meaning you are not following the guide pointing, you are not walking with me, and you want to walk. Are you saying that?
That the catch.
Eh?
Then you catch me like
This
I
is the
just
catch, no?
feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't feeling to. That's why I'm
Eh?
feeling lazy. Don't feeling to.
Because why I'm saying like this? Because we heard this, in one of Osho's talk when he was talking about Ashtavakra, Mahagita, Gita, no? Ashtavakra uses a word for to Janak, Lord, King Janak. That word was alasya siromani. No, alasya means laziness. Siromani means the king, like the greatest laziness, and he uses it for a very highest state of being. Like be a alasya siromani, like he says like this, which means that don't do anything about the past, don't do anything about the future. Like so lazy that not doing anything about anything at all. Yeah. So if you say that you are lazy, I will say I am probably more lazy than you in this way. I have no intention to share anything with anyone right now, for example. Right, we are talking about right now only, no? So no promises or no commitment for tomorrow. I have absolutely no reason to move, and I am not moving also. So that is a perfect state of being, no? See, we experience ourselves as someone when we move, or because we are caught up in the movement continuously. No? But that someone disappears when we don't move. That is the sense of a self which is not here anymore. Only the self is here now, in your laziness, no? in your absolute laziness. No? Not laziness, absolute laziness. Less than absolute laziness is not good. That's where I invited you. Go in one of the two directions. Either do something or don't do. Like either do not do more, like lean more towards not doing, or lean more towards doing. Don't be in the dilemma. That is killing time. That is wasting life. Sanshay, Atma, Vinashyate. In this sanshay, we lose the opportunity called life. Don't be in the middle. Either this side or both sides are fine. All the sides go to the self only. No? But do something, even if not doing anything is your choice. No, go for it fully. No, so tell me now.
Gee, today, especially, I feel not doing anything during this satsang.
That's fine.
Yeah, and just I don't know. This is a just concept or like that. If I'm lazy, it means maybe I've fallen asleep or that.
Maybe check.
So that's why
Because
I'm
it's very
alert
individual
also.
call, no, for everyone. Yeah, so check.
So Jean, that way I'm alert also, so I don't fall asleep. That yeah.
So this alertness is a good alertness then, no? Yeah. But it does not mean that, um, you know, I invite generally, I invite you to, anyone of all of you to walk with me during the sharing, satsang, guidings. Not so that we can reach somewhere, so that we can stop moving, no? So that we can become absolutely lazy in the self. Meaning so that we can stop moving our attention. Because our attention is continuously moving towards anything that is happening inside us. No? So that our attention gets established still in the self only and does not move anywhere. Like this. Meaning does not move anywhere for some time. Not forever. For some time. Because the attention basically is that flexible energy coming out of the self to attend the individual life. No? So it is necessary for the attention to move. But not all the time. Movement of attention is not a problem, but the attention is caught up in the movement, compulsive movement all the time. Yes? And this is a misconception, misunderstanding that if I don't move my attention, I will go to sleep. In the beginning, maybe it may feel like this, but actually, if we truly do not move our attention, we can be much more awake than ever. In the experience, I'm saying, not spiritual awakening in the sense of spiritual awakening, but like the sleeping, sense of sleep is the last thing that can happen to us in a way, like impossible to happen if we don't move our attention. And that's the magic, miracle part. That's the powerful event that can happen in satsang together. Don't move your attention. Then what will happen is that we will go to that state where we go in deep sleep, but this time consciously. That is our true state of being, no? Where attention does not move. No? Right. So go there right now, if possible, if you feel.
Gee, right now not feeling to move attention, any like feeling so relaxed and
Yeah.
way. So.
If in the initially we have to take care about our attention, movement of attention, in the sense that we become more watchful about it or we become more detached from it. But once you have started relaxing in yourself, you don't even have to focus on your attention. Let it go wherever it goes. You don't go anywhere, no? Right now, you don't go anywhere. Let your attention go wherever it wants to go, no? Can it go anywhere really without you? It's like your glasses are going without you, without the eyes. They are useless, no? Because you are the seer through the attention or not? Your attention is your glasses, no? Your eyes in a way. No? Your glasses, you can say. So let their glasses walk anywhere, no? Like the one old man was reporting that last night it was very cold in our house, and uh, I heard some sound. I think it was my wife's teeth, rattling like this, like this. But then I'm not sure because they were put on the self. No, she had a removable teeth. No, it could be something else maybe. No, he said. When we become one with the attention, then we have kind of forgotten ourselves almost. No? When we become more and more free from the attention, separate from the attention, we are coming home. No? So it's fine or no?
Yes, it is fine. No, yes, you make it clear, so now I am feeling fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it totally is understood. I understand this totally, that initially when we focus on something, like where we pay attention to something, we feel I am paying attention, meaning I am there totally. And we don't have any experience of ourselves when we find ourselves separate from the attention. No? It totally makes sense. I know this experientially in my life also, no? That yes, it is true. Wherever my attention is, I am there, no? So then pay attention to yourself or do not do anything. Attention will come back home. When attention comes back home and rests, then we know somehow intuitively, experientially within the self that myself and movement of attention are two separate things. I am not one with the attention. Attention is mind actually. Attention further creates many things. Attention is the focus of the self. Like the self is continuously focusing on things. So you, the self, don't do anything. This is what we learn experientially in core meditation. And if at all you want to focus on yourself. Meaning if the habit is so strong that I have to focus on something, then okay, focus on yourself. Focus on your body, focus on your breath. Body means only body, not the detailing of the body that is created in the mind. The actual experience of the body, not how mind interprets it, no? Like this. I think we are good, thank you. It is good, thank you.
I want to share something small, and then maybe we can explore about this. Earlier, back in the days, when there was talk about in connection to living a spiritual life, in the sense of to be more calm and more calm, and it felt always for me it's like missing life because we are maybe too aloof. Yes, that's I think it's the word, that it felt for me it's too aloof. or it felt very aloof, and like, then what's the point in life when I'm not participating? In a sense, there was always a little like a problem for me, or not. So somehow it didn't go together, and I feel the knot got opened in the sense of, I wouldn't say it's aloofness now. I would say not minding so much, which maybe also for the first time doesn't sound so nice, but I feel in this not minding, in a way, what life is throwing at me, or like the neighbors and the traffic or whatnot, is, it doesn't mean, not minding doesn't mean I don't live it. In this sense, I feel not minding means living more, in living more of myself, and then also live whatever is thrown to me. I think it doesn't make sense when I say it out loud, but it makes very much sense in me. And maybe you can translate it that it makes sense. And to explain, like, I feel this is super, super exciting. This, yeah, not minding so much, and still, no, not still, like even more living. That this goes together.
Oh, yes, yes. This what you are talking, I would translate it like this, that this is that that emptying the cup continuously, like making our house clean after every party or before every coming party, no? Taking some time in between, not like in the party all the time, you know. So we are using this individual consciousness of the body mind. We means the self, the one self, no? And as if it never cleans it. It never removes the old impressions and the residues, you know, like the a small piece of pizza and all that, no? And that's why we feel life to be a bit rotten in a way, like, or mixing. Things are mixing in a strange way, no? We have very confusing experiences of emotionality and mental and physical also because of this also. Things are not clean somehow. You know, the clean part is very important. Clean is not really removing or washing something, but clean means that they are in their most premium state. When the emotion is there, it is alive and clean, not mixed with other emotions or other things. And when it is gone, it is really gone, no? So that doesn't really generally happen so easily, because we feel, the soul feels that while I will be meditating, it will be like escaping, or it will be like aloof and like kind of missing the chance of that party which is going to happen that time, during that time, you know. We feel like this, no? In the beginning it feels like this, true. In Osho Ashram we used to have a very amazing event. In the night there would be some event in the plaza, like a party or some show or something, and at that exact same time there will be a meditation, one or two going on at Osho Samadhi. You have to choose now. That was just so amazing for you know. That kind of thing, I know that. No?
And connected to this very much, like with the cup cleaning, which is what exactly the translation, is also this appropriateness. Because very often, like when in normal life, when we don't clean the cup, I think at one point I realized how I react to whatever life event, or how I am in a certain life event, is not, it's not only because of this event right now, because of what you said of the residues, there was always something mixed with it. So then my living of it, or my reaction was maybe a little too much, or maybe a little too little. But it just was not on point, because it couldn't, technically, because
Yes,
the
yes.
cup was not clean. And,
Yes,
and
yes.
and the more I feel the cup is clean, the more, and I think this also, then it's getting more real, more pure, more like, yes, that's appropriate of this event, and also then it feels so much more right and so much more whole.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes. You're very, very right. In the moment when life comes to us, we are going to express ourselves through emotion, no? Emotion in itself is not a problem, but life is asking us to express ourselves through a fresh emotion, and we are so little available to that fresh emotion, no? Because we are engaged with the old emotions, we are so little available, no? Yes, and that's where from confusion also comes, like like what we say, I love you and I hate you, like the good and the bad at the same time, negative and positive at the same time. Life is an amazing opportunity living in the form to experience the emotion also and know what is the truth of emotion also, and living the purity of emotion also. But because of this mixing continuously, and this mixing is what has become a normal state of the soul in the life. Normally like this we live. So this is what is a person state. Always having a khichdi of so many emotions from the past and the present, and confused about things also. Emotion itself is not a problem. When you the self, you the being says that, hey, this is nice, very happy to hear this what you are saying. Is a fresh stream of energy flows from the self. That is what is emotion. A aliveness flows from the heart, which also has flown in the past, and the residue of that remains in the system.
And I feel it's not only true for the life outside satsang, it's also true for inside satsang. Like right now, in the meeting right now, of we also there, like these residues and this not clean cup sounds maybe a nice example when we have bad emotions in a way, but it's also true for what we call good emotions, or places we like, also there. And also in satsang, the freshness of aliveness. Although it was last Saturday so beautiful, but now it's now, like it's here now.
Let us try to understand one more time emotion in the same context where you are inviting me. Emotion is not something mm, which can be avoided in life when we are living. Emotion and experience, they are actually one thing. So it is the self emits emotion, then experiences that, and then it calls it experience of this life, of this event, of this moment. The self never experiences anything else except what it emits out of it in this moment. This is the fundamental truth of experiencing. Different states, different meetings with different situations of life, it emits different kind of emotions. So we don't need to divide the emotions as good and bad. We should more categorize them as old and new. old and fresh. So fresh emotion means from this, in this moment we are approaching life. And we are excited, meaning fresh emotion comes out of us. Fresh aliveness or life energy comes out of us. No? Or, oh, something not nice. This is coming from conditioning. Conditioning means energy trapped in the old emotions, connected to or related to in some way conditioning of the mind and everything also. Let's say, we were talking about good and bad emotion. Let's say something happened, like a but we have one particular flower I like very much. It's called Brahma Kamal. It's a very rare flower, Brahma. We call it Brahma Kamal. It's very rare. Like once in a year, it opens up. We have it in our a small garden, and it opens only in the night and only for the night. So you have to just catch it that time, and then in the morning it's gone. So it's a very rare thing. So something happened, like you feel like, wow. We click photos, we maybe put some camera or something, we take video or whatever. So it's something nice happened, no? So this is good emotion, let's say. Bad emotion, what we call bad normally, is that some accident happened, something bad happened in life in a way which makes us feel hurt or sad. But that sadness we feel is also as fresh as this emotion that we experience when we see this opening of the Brahma Kamal. Actually, that freshness is not different when it is really fresh. And there is a beauty to this freshness, even if the sadness is coming in this moment. There is such a beauty and truth about it. Like a completion. There is such a completion in it, connectedness with the existence in it. Is the being of life crying for some loss in this moment, but without being a person, and without forgetting its nature, that is bliss. That is that complete existence in this body. We don't deny the emotionality or anything, but also we don't we invest enough time to discover who we are also. Not caught up in just one of the two. No, incorporating and embracing both. No. If the self has to live in the body, then emptying the cup is essential activity which has to be done every day in the morning. That's what I call Prabhat Shuddhi. Prabhat Shuddhi is not some kind of yoga exercise or pranayam exercise. It's an attitude of the self to empty itself from the past every day. Consciously it has to be done. Otherwise, unconsciously it will remain. Unconsciously the cup will remain dirty. Without doing anything, the cup will remain dirty. So here effort has to be made. Not that I don't do anything. But there are different kind of effort. One is cleaning, one is burning. Some people burn the garbage. Some people clean it. You choose which one works for you. Burning the garbage is like a lot of fire, lot of smoke, very quickly, or most of all the garbage gone out of your life after some time, after 1 or 2 days. Versus slowly. No? So everybody will find, but yes, cleaning the cup is a must. When we know that I am not the cup. Until then, I am the cup. How can I let go of my emotions? So first of all, let us know that I am not the cup. I don't think I am this cup. But mostly we forget about this cup of the body and the breath. This body and breath is that cup, no? And we forget that. Like, as a statement, as if one statement can be said that keeping any old emotions, any old experiences inside is, compromising with the freshness of the experience of this moment or next moment. No? The more fresh experience of this moment we want, the more the cup has to be empty from the past. Past experiences, residues of past experiences. Now, residue can be defined in different ways: psychological imprints, energetic imprints, residue also, imprints in the understanding of the self also. So many things, but ultimately residue, no? Like this. And we very much misunderstand also, mix things also. Like the learnings from the past is not same as the residue from the past. And we mix those things. We think that the residue, energetic residue and the psychological residue from the past is same thing as wisdom I have gained from the past experience of life. No, not true. They are two different things. The wisdom lives in the self, effortlessly and without any weight of it, without altering anything. You know, it is the psychological and emotional residue which alters somehow our experience of this moment, like mixes something with it. Otherwise, the wisdom or the learning from the past is so light and pure. It gets so nicely mixed with the weightless, formless self that we are. Like something in between is formed, like the pure mind or like the neutral mind. You know? Which is like an inactive mind. Like by default it is inactive mind, but it can be activated whenever we want. Right now we live in a mind which is by default active all the time. You know, I hope these things will happen in some way. Because I'm feeling inspired to speak like this. There is a possibility that it is useful for others also. You know?
Very useful. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, beloved. So let us learn the art of having a cup of tea. No? For that, learn to, clean the cup every time. So, most beautiful experience from the past is still, it is only from the past. Same for the most worst experience from the past also. No? So basically living as a person means living full of the residues from the past. Living as the presence means living more and more empty of it in a way. In the system also and knowing our essential nature also. No? Because the more we live in our essential nature, the more somehow we find this house to be quite dirty actually. At first at least, no? Like what is going on here? How I was, like, I used to give this example, I used to feel, so I gave that example that let's say one day suddenly we decide to go the what we call healthy lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like we buy the yoga mat and incense sticks and everything, the whole package. Like they are packages online available. You can order them also. No? And then we have ordered, and then we are about to clean the house, and what we find is like, oh my God, how dirty my house is. How I could live in it, Like there's old pizza. Old means like last week's pizza, not yesterday's pizza. And just on the floor, and like, oh my God, like you feel like, oh my God, how I could live in it. That's how a being feels when it wakes up in the body. Generally speaking, I don't know the exceptions, but generally this is my knowledge. And that's where it tries to just clean, burn whatever it can. And just one night before, we were very happy in the same house. Everything was like perfect. And suddenly everything, oh my God, yuck, what is this? How could I live here? Trying to burn that aroma candle, filling the heart with that freshness. And oh my God, I have to clean. It happens like this. The more self-conscious we become, the more naturally a sense of emptying ourselves also happens more and more. Emptying of what? emptying of past, obviously. No? We cannot empty of ourselves of the present because it's already filling our cup. No? What is filling our cup right now, or trying to fill our cup right now, is the present. No? But we try our best to not let it go inside our cup. No? Or already our cup is so full. There is no room for the fresh, for the new, for this moment. No? This moment actually is an amazing thing. One day we will realize. If we can learn to just meet this moment more and more and more, we will not need to learn anything else. Because this will guide us in every direction. Like any sense of lack, any sense of confusion, any sense of ignorance, I don't know this or I don't know that, all of that is included and covered very gracefully, very blissfully in this thing called this moment. No? It's nice, no? Yeah. And the more we wake up, somehow the more we like to eat fresh, in a way. No? Somehow our taste changes somehow, We don't like to eat the old anymore. The as we are full of appreciation for this freshness, for this moment. Any sense of ignorance towards the truth of who we are, our life, or the source, it somehow start dissolving by itself. Like the division cannot exist here. Any division at any level cannot exist here and does not exist here. But we do not stay here mostly. We just come here and enjoy the view and just slip out of it again into the old way, old regime, from where we remember that, oh, it was a beautiful experience of the truth. In this moment, the individual self which is striving, which is thirsty of living the truth, merges with the truth. Why we don't stay in this present moment? Because this merging is permanent, and we know that. So we try to stay away from this moment as much as we can. Like we try to keep ourselves safe in some way, save ourselves in some way from the present moment, psychologically or in some way. Because this is going to be permanent merging. The fundamental understanding of the core meditation is also nothing but this. Don't move from here. All the confusions, all the misunderstanding, all the ignorance, all the divisions are just disappearing into one wholeness. That wholeness is what is God actually, for me. God is not a thing to be experienced. God is the very experiencer of everything. God is the experiencer of this individual self, which felt to be so intimate also in us. There is a feeling that I am this individual self. This is being experienced by that pure being of life, one being of life.
this was also like what I wanted to add, that this freshness, this present moment it feels like the only way out, in the sense of this wheel of trying to experience more, in a way, like if we stay with the cup example, to fill my cup 100%, which is here right now. But because of the residue, the 100% of here can't fit, because there's 20% from yesterday. And this keeps going, and keeps going, and maybe even more residue comes with it if we just keep doing. And to realize and to experience and to live what happens when I start cleaning the cup. That this is, yeah, this feels very much like the way out of this wheel of just running after life. Yeah, running after life instead of living. That,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, yes. And this is also a topic where we have misunderstanding that shall I first clean the cup or shall I start living first, the purity? No. Meaning, shall I prepare myself first, my energies, my body and everything first, or shall I wake up first? No. Meaning, shall I start living the truth first? Which one is? And we are making a mistake actually here in choosing one of them. None of them is complete or independent, actually.
Exactly, both, and it's I mean, it's my life, so in that sense I can just start right now with whatever and then
Yeah,
both,
that's the
like,
thing.
yes.
Even about the spiritual awakening, we are dealing with it like as if it is about our car or some distant land we have somewhere. What to make, what to plant, the almond trees, or maybe not guavas, maybe. No, it's about our life. Let's be serious, no, and more involved. No, let's be more involved about it, and then we'll feel that no, I will not like to choose one of the two. When possible, I will live truth. When not possible, I will clean the cup. Make sense or no? Waiting for the beloved, I will keep cleaning the house. No? And when the beloved comes, that time I will not be cleaning the house. No, that time I will be meeting the beloved. No. But when again, beloved, I see, okay, gone, I will come again. Okay, okay. Then I will again clean the house or not? Because the beloved will come again. So these two things are one thing. They are not two things really. Like why we should wait for the cup to be clean enough before we can start living. And why we should stop cleaning the cup when we have started living the truth. They are one thing only, no? Parallel. They work, they have to be existing parallelly, no? And they do exist parallelly for those who are into this thing called myself and my life completely now. Otherwise, we are just finding excuses for avoiding that. But actually, your version is quite clear also that, like we have kind of two type of circles. One is the circle of living the truth, and another is the circle of living in the ego state. Once we get into this circle of living the truth, it takes care of inspiring us to clean the house, clean the cup also, no? Because we are able to sense that something is not fitting now, no? Yeah, it's true, it's true. And in the previous version also, in the ego version also, we try to convert the experience of the self also into that range of experiences where everything else fits inside us from the past, no? Also. We try to dim that sharp and bright experience of the self. Like, if it can be reduced a little bit more, it can fit in my Elmira, no? We feel like this, no? But it will be dead after that. Thank you. The very misunderstanding that we are trying to fit the truth in our Elmira, in our size, is never going to happen. We have to fit in the size of the truth. Not that truth can fit in our size, no? In our cup. And this story of the cup actually goes long way, actually, up to the point when there is no cup, when we throw the cup. What the hell? I don't need a cup really. I need water, not the cup. And then we jump in. The cup is only as long as we are on, go in the water, come out of water, go in the water, come out of water. This is also something that slowly, it happens inside us, it becomes clear to us. I think it's very good, thank you. Thank you everyone for joining today.